Hey, good to have you here with us. Just relax, take a breath. We're just going to talk for a little while.
Yeah, no rush. Come in. Sit down. Let's just talk.
You know what's funny? I was sitting at my desk this morning, just staring at my screen. And I had this email open. I needed to reply to it. Simple reply. But I just sat there.
How long did you sit there?
Maybe 20 minutes? Maybe more.
20 minutes for one email?
I know. I know how that sounds. But it was in English, and I just kept thinking, what if I say it wrong? What if they read it and think I don't know what I'm doing?
Ash, that is literally my whole morning, every morning.
Right?
Every single day. I open my inbox and I see an email in English and something in me just tightens. Like, here we go.
That feeling. That tightening in the chest. Do you know that feeling? If you do, just stay with us. This whole conversation is for that feeling.
Exactly. We're not here to fix you. There's nothing to fix. We just want to talk about it. Because we've both been there. We're still there sometimes.
Honestly, this morning was one of those mornings. My manager sent me a message on Slack. Short message. 3 words. Just, can we talk?
Oh no.
And I spent the next hour trying to figure out what that meant. Can we talk? What does that mean? Is it bad? Is it good? Did I do something wrong?
3 words and you're already having a whole conversation in your head.
A whole meeting in my head. With my manager. That I did not want to have.
I've done that. I do that. Can we talk is the most stressful thing a manager can type.
It really is. It's only 3 words, but somehow those 3 words carry so much weight.
So what did you do?
I typed back. I said, of course. When works for you?
That's a good reply, actually. Short, calm, professional.
I didn't feel calm when I typed it. But the reply looked calm.
That's the thing. Nobody can see your panic. They just see the words.
That's a helpful way to think about it, Sage.
I think about it every time I have to speak in a meeting. My voice sounds calm, even when my brain is not calm.
We'll talk about meetings in a minute, because I know a lot of people listening right now, they have meetings. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. And the meeting thing is real.
Very real. Do you hear that at work? The meeting nervousness? If you've ever felt nervous before a meeting, just let yourself hear this conversation. You don't have to do anything. Just listen.
So what ended up happening? With your manager?
With yours, you mean?
Oh, right. Mine. I always mix that up. He called me on Zoom. And it was actually fine. He just wanted to check on a project. He said, how's it going with the report?
That's it?
That's it. How's it going with the report? And I had spent an hour preparing for the worst conversation of my career.
We really do that to ourselves. The waiting is always worse than the actual thing.
Always. And here's the phrase I used. I said, it's coming along. I'll have it ready by Thursday.
It's coming along. That's a really useful phrase.
Simple. Professional. It doesn't say, it's perfect, and it doesn't say, I'm behind. It just says, I'm working on it, and it will be done.
It's coming along. You can use that phrase anywhere. In a meeting, in an email, in a Slack message. It's coming along.
Say that with me if you want. It's coming along. Slowly. It's coming along.
It buys you time too. It says, I'm working, I'm not done, but it will happen. That's all anyone needs to hear sometimes.
Exactly. And my manager just said, "Great. Let me know if you need anything." And that was it.
One phrase. And the whole situation was calm.
One phrase. That's how it works sometimes. One good phrase and everything is fine.
I had a moment like that last week. In a real meeting. With the whole team on the call.
What happened?
So we were in this Zoom meeting, right? Everyone had their cameras on. And my manager asked me a question. Directly. In front of everyone.
That's the moment I fear the most.
My heart went fast. Suddenly fast. And I didn't fully understand the question. But instead of pretending, I said something. I said, "Sorry, could you say that again? I want to make sure I understand."
That's brave.
It didn't feel brave. It felt terrifying. But you know what happened?
What?
He repeated it. Slower. And I understood. And I answered. And nobody thought anything of it. The meeting just kept going.
Because asking someone to repeat themselves is not a mistake. It's just communication.
It is. Sorry, could you say that again? Say that with me if you want. Sorry, could you say that again? That sentence has saved me so many times.
I want to sit with that for a second. Because I think a lot of people listening, they've been in that moment. Someone says something in a meeting and you don't understand. And you have two choices. You pretend you understood, and then later you're confused and worried. Or you say something.
And most of us choose the pretending. Because it feels safer.
It feels safer in the moment. But it makes everything harder later.
Sorry, could you say that again? Is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign that you're paying attention. You care enough to want to understand correctly.
Right. Native English speakers say that too. Everyone does it. It's completely normal.
Do you do it, Ash?
I do it now. I didn't used to. I used to sit there nodding and have no idea what was being said.
Me too. The nodding. The MMM, yes, absolutely, when you have no idea.
Have you had a moment like that? A meeting where you nodded and didn't understand? It's okay if you have. Most of us have been there. It's one of the most relatable things about working in another language.
I had a meeting once, early in my job. Someone used an expression I didn't know. And instead of asking, I just agreed with it.
What was the expression?
Let's circle back on this. And I thought, circle back? Like, physically? Are we moving somewhere?
Oh no.
I said, yes, great, let's do that. And I had no idea what I had agreed to. I was checking my calendar for the next 3 days thinking some kind of physical event was happening.
That is the most relatable story I've heard in months.
It means let's return to this topic later. Let's circle back. Come back to it. Revisit it. That's all it means.
Let's circle back. You'll hear that one a lot. Especially in meetings. Let's circle back on this in our next call.
Once you know what it means, it's fine. But the first time you hear it, you have no idea.
That's the thing about workplace English. There are so many phrases that sound strange at first. But once you understand them, they become easy. Comfortable even.
And then you start using them.
Exactly. You hear a phrase. You understand it. You remember it. And then one day, you say it yourself. In a meeting. Naturally. Without thinking.
That's when you know it's really yours.
Let's circle back. It's coming along. Could you say that again? 3 phrases. 3 real workplace phrases. And they all feel normal. Adult. Professional.
No drama. No big vocabulary. Just clear, calm, useful English.
That's actually what I want to talk about. Because I think a lot of people, they believe they need advanced English to sound professional. Long words. Complex sentences.
That's what I used to think.
But actually, the most professional communicators I know, they use simple language. Very clear. Very direct. Very calm.
The clearer the better.
When you speak simply and clearly, people understand you. When you try to use too many complicated words and you're not comfortable with them, people feel that discomfort.
They feel the nervousness.
Right. Simple English, said calmly, is always better than complicated English, said nervously.
I remember my first week at this job. My manager asked me to introduce myself to the team. In a meeting. With 12 people.
That first team introduction. That is a moment.
I had prepared. I had written notes. But when the moment came, I forgot everything. Everything. I just said, "Hi, I'm Sage. I'm happy to be here." That's it.
And?
Everyone smiled. Someone said welcome. And we moved on. That was it.
3 sentences. And it was enough.
I had prepared a whole paragraph about my background and my skills and my goals. And in the end, 3 sentences was exactly right.
Hi. I'm. Your name. I'm happy to be here. That works. That is genuinely enough. You don't need more than that.
Sometimes less is more, especially when you're nervous.
When you're nervous, keep it short. Short sentences. Short answers. Give yourself space to breathe.
Breathe. That's actually important. When I'm nervous in meetings, I forget to breathe.
A lot of people do. Slow down. Breathe. Let the words come.
Have you ever felt that? Speaking in English and your breath goes shallow? Just take a moment. Slow down. The words will come. There's no emergency. It's just a conversation.
Just a conversation. That's all it is.
Ash, I want to talk about something that I think about a lot. The fear of making mistakes.
Yes.
Because I think that's the biggest thing. That's the thing that makes people go quiet. They know the English. The words are there. But the fear of getting it wrong makes them stay silent.
I was silent for a long time because of that.
Tell me.
My first job in English. I was in meetings every week. And I understood most of what was being said. But when it was time to speak, I would just say nothing. Or I would say the minimum. Yes. Okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good is a very safe phrase.
Very safe. Very empty. I used it all the time.
I use it too sometimes. When I don't know what else to say. Sounds good.
The problem was I had ideas. Real ideas. Good ideas sometimes. But I was so afraid of making a grammar mistake or using the wrong word that I kept them inside.
And did anyone know? Did your coworkers know you had those ideas?
No. Because I never said them.
That's the saddest part of language anxiety, isn't it? You have something to offer. Something real. But the fear keeps it inside.
The mistake doesn't hurt you. The silence does.
The mistake doesn't hurt you. Say that slowly. The mistake doesn't hurt you.
What actually changed for me was one specific meeting. My manager asked a question and nobody answered. Long silence. And I had an idea. A simple idea. And I said it. In English. With a grammar mistake.
What happened?
My manager said, "That's actually a good point." And we moved on.
He didn't say anything about the grammar.
Nobody mentioned it. They heard the idea. That's what people hear. The idea.
That's what people remember. Not your grammar. Not your accent. The idea.
After that meeting, I felt different. Lighter. Like something had been released.
That's the moment. When you speak and the world doesn't end.
Exactly. You speak. The world doesn't end. And slowly, you start to trust yourself a little more.
It doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, gradual, but it builds.
Every small moment builds. Every time you ask a question in English. Every time you answer in a meeting. Every time you send an email without checking it 15 times. It all builds.
Listening is building too. You know that, right? If you're just listening right now, just hearing us talk, that's building too.
Every word you hear, your brain is absorbing. Patterns. Rhythms. Phrases. You don't need to study them consciously. Your brain does it quietly.
Quietly. In the background. While you're commuting or making tea or sitting at your desk.
That's how language works. It soaks in.
Speaking of soaking in, Ash, I want to talk about something practical. Because we've been in this comfortable space, which I love. But I also know the listener maybe has a real situation coming up. A real meeting. A real conversation they're nervous about.
Let's talk about that. What kind of situation?
Okay, let's say you're in a meeting, and you want to share your opinion, but you're nervous. What do you say?
Start with something soft. I think. Very simple. I think this could work. I think we should consider this.
I think. 2 words. And suddenly you're part of the conversation.
Or in my opinion. A little more formal, but still simple. In my opinion, the deadline might be too tight.
And people hear that. In my opinion, signals that you're sharing a perspective. Not a fact. A perspective. And that's completely welcome in any professional space.
You can also say, what if we? When you want to suggest something. What if we move the deadline to next Friday? It's soft. It invites discussion rather than demanding it.
What if we? I like that one. It's collaborative. It says, here's an idea. What do you think?
Very non-confrontational. Very workplace friendly.
And when someone shares a good idea and you want to show you heard it.
That's a good point. We mentioned that earlier. That's a really good point, actually.
Or even just, I agree. Simple. I agree with that. I agree with Sage on this one.
You don't have to add more. Just I agree is enough. It keeps you in the conversation without needing to say a lot.
I agree. Say it. I agree. 2 words. And you're participating.
What about when you need more time to think? In a meeting. Someone asks you something and you need a moment.
This one is important.
You can say, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a moment.
Let me think about that. That phrase. It's professional. It's calm. It buys you time. And it shows you're taking the question seriously.
Nobody thinks badly of someone who says, let me think about that. They think, okay, this person is thoughtful. They are not rushing.
That's actually more impressive than rushing to give a bad answer.
Much more. Let me think about that for a moment. You can say that. You have permission to say that.
You have permission. I love that framing, Ash.
Because sometimes people don't feel like they have permission. Like they have to answer immediately, perfectly, every time.
But that's not how it works. Even for native speakers. Even the most confident English speakers in any room pause. They say, or let me think, or good question.
Because thinking is part of communicating.
And speaking is not the only way to be present in English. Listening carefully, nodding, making small sounds of understanding, all of that is communication too.
MMHM. Right. I see. Okay. These small responses. They tell the other person you're following. You're engaged.
You're there.
And when you're there, present and listening, people feel comfortable talking to you. They feel heard.
And then they include you more. It becomes a positive cycle.
The more you listen genuinely, the more people talk to you. The more they talk to you, the more English you hear. The more you hear, the more comfortable you become.
It builds. Everything builds.
Slowly. Quietly. Without pressure.
Ash, I want to go back to something we mentioned earlier. The email. Because I know a lot of people find emails really difficult in English. Maybe even harder than speaking.
In some ways, yes. Because when you write an email, it stays. People can read it again. You can't take it back.
That's what makes it scary. The permanence.
But actually, that's also what makes it easier. You have time to think. You can write something, read it, change it. You have control.
That's a good way to look at it.
The key with emails is simplicity. You don't need long, formal sentences. Clear and short is always better.
What does a simple work email look like?
Let's say you need to tell your manager you'll be late with a report. You could write, "Hi, just a quick update. The report will be ready by Friday instead of Thursday. Sorry for the delay. Let me know if you have any questions."
That's it?
That's it. For sentences. Clear. Honest. Polite. Professional.
Just a quick update. That phrase. It's so useful for emails.
It signals, this is not a big emergency, I just want to tell you something. Low pressure. Informational.
Just a quick update. I use that one a lot. It feels friendly, not formal.
And let me know if you have any questions. That's a good closing line. It opens the door for communication without demanding a response.
It's warm. It's not aggressive. It just says, I'm available if you need me.
You can end almost any work email with "let me know if you have any questions." It's safe. It's professional. It's real.
Have you ever sent an email and immediately regretted it?
Once. Early in my career. I meant to reply to one person. I replied to everyone.
Oh no.
The reply all situation. It's legendary in every office.
What did the email say?
Something like, "This meeting is really long. Is it just me?" And I sent it to the entire company.
To the entire company?
40 people. Including the director.
Ash.
I know. I know. I remember closing my laptop and just sitting there. Completely still. Not breathing.
What happened?
Someone replied to all and said, "Not just you." And that was it. People moved on.
People moved on.
That's what I didn't expect. I thought my career was finished. I thought everyone would remember that email forever. But they didn't. People have their own problems. Their own emails to worry about.
Your mistake is always bigger in your own head than it is in reality.
Always. Always bigger in your head.
The embarrassment feels enormous inside, but from the outside, it's often very small.
People are not watching you as closely as you think.
That's actually freeing when you really believe it.
It took me a long time to believe it. But it changed everything when I did.
If you've ever felt embarrassed about an English mistake at work, just know it passes much faster than you think. People move on. They really do.
And often, the people around you are too busy thinking about their own mistakes to notice yours.
Exactly. Everyone is in their own head, their own worries, their own meetings.
Okay. I want to talk about a specific situation that I think a lot of people face. Especially if you work with international teams.
Go on.
Different accents. Different ways of speaking. Sometimes you're in a call and you genuinely cannot understand what someone is saying. Not because they're speaking badly. Just because their accent is different. Their rhythm is different.
Yes. I've had calls with people from 7 different countries, all speaking English, all completely different.
And it's not your fault if you don't understand immediately. It takes time to adjust to different accents. It's normal.
What do you do when you really can't understand?
Honestly? I ask. I say, I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble with the connection. Could you repeat that? Sometimes I say sorry, could you say that a little slower? I want to make sure I catch it.
I want to make sure I catch it. That's polite. It doesn't put the blame on the other person. It doesn't say, your accent is difficult. It just says, I want to understand you properly.
Exactly. It's respectful. And most people respond with patience.
Because everyone has had moments where communication was hard. Everyone has been on the other side of that.
And if someone is speaking very fast, you can say, could you speak a little slower? I want to follow carefully.
I want to follow carefully. That's such a considerate phrase. It tells them you're engaged. You care about what they're saying.
People appreciate that. They slow down. They feel heard.
Communication is a two-way street. If you're making the effort to understand, good communicators will make the effort to be understood.
And the ones who don't? That's not about you. That's about them.
Right. Not every person you work with will be patient, but most will be.
And the ones who are impatient with someone trying to understand? That says more about them than it says about you.
I had a coworker once who always spoke very fast. Always. Even when you asked him to slow down, he'd slow down for one sentence and then speed up again.
That happens.
And at first I felt so frustrated with myself. Like, why can't I keep up? What's wrong with me?
But it wasn't you.
No, it was his communication style. And after I talked to a few other coworkers, I found out they all struggled to follow him too. Native speakers included.
Native speakers too.
That was a relief. A huge relief. Like, oh, it's not my English. It's him.
Your English level is not the reason for every difficult communication. Sometimes the situation is just hard for everyone.
And knowing that changes how you feel about yourself.
It does. It really does.
Ash, let's slow down for a moment. I feel like we've been talking about a lot. Good things. But a lot.
Let's slow down.
Just breathe. If you're listening right now and you're tired, that's okay. You don't have to catch every word. Just let the sounds come in.
Listening is enough. Just listening is doing something. Your brain is working even when it doesn't feel like it.
No pressure. No quiz. Just a conversation.
A conversation between two people who have been nervous in meetings. Who have sent wrong emails. Who have sat in silence when they had something to say.
We're still those people sometimes. We just feel a little more comfortable with it now.
That's what happens. Not that the nervousness disappears completely. But you become more comfortable with it. More familiar with it.
I'm a little nervous, but that's okay. You can even say that out loud at work sometimes. In the right moment. People respond so warmly to honesty.
They do. There's something very disarming about someone saying, "I'm a little nervous about this presentation."
It makes you human. And humans connect with human things.
I said that once before a presentation. To a client. I said, "I want to be honest, I'm a little nervous." And they smiled. And it broke the ice. And the presentation went really well.
Because the ice was broken before you even started.
Before the first slide. The tension was gone. Because I named it.
Naming your nervousness takes away some of its power.
It's like, once you say it out loud, it's not this big secret anymore. It's just a feeling. A normal human feeling.
And everyone in that room has felt that same feeling. At some point. In some situation.
Everyone. Without exception.
Okay, let's talk about presentations. Because I know that word alone makes some people want to close the podcast right now.
Don't close it. Stay with us. We're going to make presentations feel a little less terrifying.
Just a little. We're not going to say it's easy. It's not always easy. But it's manageable.
The thing about presentations is, most people think the goal is to be impressive. To sound perfect. To use the right words in the right order with perfect fluency.
And that's not the real goal.
The real goal is to be understood. To communicate your information clearly. That's all.
If people understand your message, the presentation worked. Period.
You can stumble on a word. You can pause. You can lose your place and find it again. All of that is fine. As long as the message gets through.
I always start a presentation with a very simple structure in my head. 3 parts. Beginning, middle, end.
Classic. And it works.
At the beginning, I say what I'm going to say. At the middle, I say it. At the end, I say what I said.
That's it. 3 moves. And you have a presentation.
The beginning might be, today I want to talk about our sales numbers for this quarter. Simple. Clear. They know what's coming.
The middle is your content. Your data. Your ideas. In simple language.
And the ending might be, to summarize, our numbers are up 12%. Our main challenge is customer retention. And the next step is to review our strategy in the next meeting. Done.
Done. And everyone understood.
To summarize. That's a phrase I use a lot. It signals, we're almost done. Here's the important part. Pay attention.
To summarize. Clean. Professional. And it gives you a moment to breathe before your final sentences.
In conclusion is another one. Or so, to wrap up. These phrases are transition phrases. They tell everyone, including yourself, that you're moving to the ending.
And knowing the ending is coming gives you confidence. Because the pressure is almost over.
Almost over. The end is in sight.
And when you say, "Does anyone have questions?" at the end of a presentation, that's a good moment too.
That moment, though, asking for questions. My heart always speeds up a little.
Why?
Because what if someone asks something I don't know?
What do you say when that happens?
I used to panic. Now I say, that's a great question. I'll need to check that and get back to you.
I'll need to check and get back to you. Perfect. That's not a failure. That's honesty. That's professionalism.
Nobody knows everything. And I'll check on that and get back to you is what confident people say.
Confident people. Not people who don't know enough. People who know that getting the right answer matters more than giving a fast wrong one.
I'll check on that and get back to you. Write that down somewhere. Keep it ready.
It's one of the most useful phrases in any professional environment. In any language.
And then you actually check. And you actually get back to them. That's when trust is built.
Follow through. That's another important thing in work communication.
If you say you'll do something, do it. And if you can't, say something before the deadline, not after.
Before is always better than after.
I wanted to let you know I might need a little more time on this. Before the deadline. That's fine. People adjust.
But silence until after the deadline and then I didn't finish? That's the harder conversation.
So communicate early, even when it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable.
I wanted to let you know. Is such a gentle way to start a difficult message. It's warm. It's human. It says, I'm telling you because I respect you enough to keep you informed.
I wanted to let you know. I'm going to use that in an email this week.
I use it all the time now. It opens doors instead of closing them.
You know what I was thinking about while you were talking? Small talk. Office small talk. Because that's another thing that makes people really anxious.
Yes. The 5 minutes before a meeting starts. When people are joining the call and nobody has started yet and you're just there.
That quiet before the meeting. Uncomfortable silence. And you feel like you should say something but you don't know what to say.
Or you're at the coffee machine at work. And a colleague you don't know well walks in. And you know you should say something. But you're not sure what.
Small talk. In English. It sounds so simple. But it's actually one of the harder things.
Because it's not about information. It's about connection. And connection requires comfort.
And comfort takes time to build.
But there are a few phrases that work almost every time. In almost any small talk situation.
What are your top ones?
How's your week going? That's a classic. Safe. Open. Easy to answer.
And easy to respond to, even if you're not feeling great. You can say it's been busy. Or not bad, actually. Or getting there. All of those are perfectly fine responses.
Getting there. That's a nice one. It means I'm not done but I'm making progress. It's honest but still positive.
Getting there. And then you can ask the same back. How about you? And the conversation continues without you having to do all the work.
How about you? 3 words. They pass the conversation to the other person. Very useful when you're running out of things to say.
Or when you're nervous and you need a moment while they talk.
Exactly. While they talk, you breathe. You think. You prepare your next sentence.
And if someone asks you how your weekend was, you don't need a perfect story. You can say it was quiet. I'm mostly relaxed. That's enough. That's a real answer.
It was quiet. I'm mostly relaxed. Simple. Human. True. And it often opens a follow-up question from them about what you did.
Which gives you more time to breathe. More time to think.
Small talk is not a test. It's just movement. It's how people ease into each other.
I used to think small talk was fake, not serious. Like, why are we talking about the weather? What's the point?
But the point isn't the weather.
No. The point is saying, I see you. I'm comfortable here. We can work together.
It's social glue. It holds professional relationships together in the moments when there's no big content to discuss.
And if you can do small talk comfortably in English, people around you feel comfortable too. They like working with you more. Automatically.
Because you seem accessible. Approachable.
And approachable is very valuable at work.
Let's talk about one more situation before we start to wind down.
What situation?
The situation where someone gives you feedback. About your work. Or even about your communication.
Feedback in English. In a professional setting. That one is loaded.
Very loaded. Because the emotions are already high. And then you have to process what they're saying. In English. While feeling something.
What do you do when you receive feedback and you're not sure how to respond?
First, just listen. Don't try to respond immediately. Just listen to everything they say.
All of it. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if you want to explain or defend yourself.
Listen first. Then you can say, "Thank you for the feedback. Let me think about that."
Let me think about that. Again, that phrase. It works in so many situations.
It's a dignified response. It says, "I heard you, I'm taking this seriously, I'm not reacting impulsively."
And if you agree with the feedback, you can say you're right. I'll work on that.
Simple. Professional. No drama.
And if you don't fully agree, what then?
I see your point. I'd like to share my perspective, if that's okay.
I'd like to share my perspective if that's okay. That's really good. It's assertive, but polite. It says I have something to say, and I'm going to say it respectfully.
You're not being aggressive. You're not being silent either. You're advocating for yourself in a professional way.
And that's an important skill. Advocating for yourself. In English. At work.
It's something that takes practice. It's not natural for a lot of people. Especially if you come from a culture where disagreeing openly is unusual.
But in many workplaces, professional disagreement is normal. Expected even. People want to hear different perspectives.
They want to know what you actually think.
As long as you say it respectfully. I see your point. I'd like to share my perspective. That's respected. That's mature.
You're not arguing. You're contributing.
Exactly. And your perspective has value. Even if you're not yet fluent. Even if you still make grammatical mistakes. Your perspective has value.
Your ideas belong in the conversation.
They always have.
Let's start to bring this home, Sage. Because I feel like we've covered a lot of ground today. And I want to leave people with something quiet. Something they can carry with them.
I like that. Something quiet.
I think the most important thing I'd want someone to hear today is, shy is not the same as silent.
Say that again.
Shy is not the same as silent. You can feel shy and still speak. You can feel nervous and still communicate. The shyness doesn't have to win.
And speaking once, even one time, even imperfectly, changes something inside you. Just a little.
Just a little is enough. Little by little is how all of this works.
You don't wake up one day and suddenly you're confident in English. It's a series of small moments.
One email sent. One question asked in a meeting. One time you said, "Could you repeat that," instead of pretending to understand.
One time you introduced yourself and it was okay. One time you gave your opinion and someone said, "That's a good point."
Those moments collect. They build up. Quietly. Without you really noticing.
And then one day you're in a meeting and you realize, this is fine. This is actually fine. I can do this.
And that day comes. It comes at a different time for everyone. But it comes.
Be patient with yourself. That's easy to say and hard to do. But try.
Work English takes time. Not years and years. But time. And every day of listening, every conversation, every email, every meeting, it's moving you forward.
Even the bad meetings. Even the embarrassing emails. Even the times you said "sounds good" when you had no idea what was going on.
Even those. They were learning. You just didn't know it in the moment.
You're further along than you think you are.
I really believe that. You're further along than you think.
If you've been listening this whole time, you just had maybe 20 minutes of real English. In your ears. Natural, relaxed, adult English.
And your brain absorbed more than you realize. That's how this works.
Come back. Listen again. Different things will land on different days.
Some days you'll catch a phrase you didn't notice before. Some days something we said will suddenly feel useful in a meeting.
Let it happen naturally. No pressure. No deadline.
This is yours. At your pace. In your time.
And hey, if you took anything from today, maybe it was, "It's coming along." Or, "Let me think about that." Or, "Could you say that again?"
Those 3 phrases. They'll take you far.
Further than you think.
Take care of yourself. And we'll talk again soon.
Slowly. Calmly. Just like this.
Just like this.